Sun's up, cameras on, this is First Light.
The weekly behind-the-scenes podcast by Helios Media, where we share stories, lessons, and moments that light up the creative process.
Today we're back with another segment of This or That, where we discuss different filming tools or techniques and let you know which one we prefer and when we use each one of them.
This or That is about 25 frames per second versus 50 frames per second.
So 25 frames a second, or 24, which is also an option which is more prevalent in cinema, is the frame rate that most closely matches how the human eye perceives motion.
Scientifically speaking, our brain and eyes merge a combination of images together to create what we call continuous motion. And around 24/25 frames seems the most natural to us.
Because of that, if you wanted to show something exactly as it happened in real life, then 25 frames a second is the setting you want. Interviews are a great example, as you don't want them to look faster or slower than they actually are.
But golden rule is your shutter speed should be double your frame rate to create that natural look. So if your frame rate is 25 frames per second, your shutter speed should be 1/50th. And if it's 50, it should be 1/100th. Now 50 FPS is a different beast. First of all, the file sizes are almost double of what you'd expect from 25. And since you're increasing the shutter speed to 1/100th, this actually darkens your image and changes the exposure, meaning you have to compensate using ISO and aperture to get the desired look.
The beauty of 50 frames a second is when you want to show it in slow motion. If you take that footage onto your editing software and you slow it to 50%, then the footage becomes 25 frames a second, which is still smooth in the eye, just a lot slower.
This is perfect for those cinematic, emotional shots, especially at weddings when you want to stay on the moment for a bit longer. Think about the confetti flying, the couple walking down the aisle, or the first kiss.
For us, we normally use 25 frames a second, but we switch to 50 frames a second when we know we might need slow motion.
Rule of thumb, if you're trying to show an event or a moment as it is, film at 25.
But you might switch to 50 frames per second for those cinematic shots. Just remember that the file sizes are double. You might need to adjust exposure.
And don't forget to change the shutter speed, or if the shutter angle is 180 degrees, you're good to go.
But that's for a different episode.
And that's all for this episode of This or That. If you have any other suggestions, just drop them in the comments or send us a message. And join us next week where we chat to you about our sound equipment and what we use on different shoots.
And that's a wrap for this week. We'll catch you next time, just after First Light.